Awesome. Hey, everyone. Welcome to BarnBridge Project Call 24. As Troy mentioned last week, I'll be taking point on these going forward. To kick things off, I'll pass it over to Bogdan to run through any pressing dev updates, and then we'll walk through the operations side of things afterwards. Bogdan?
Yes, thank you, new MC. So I'm going to keep this update mostly focused on Smart Alpha, because that's the most pressing dev update I can address. So we've published the full audit report for Smart Alpha last week. Everything is fine on that front. Everyone can go ahead and check it out on our GitHub. I think it's in the project management repo. We've also finalized a Gnosis Safe integration in preparation for launching Smart Alpha. So this means we'll have the entire app available as a Gnosis Safe app. Yeah, pretty much full focus right now on wrapping up the front end for Smart Alpha. Everything else is done. We are less than a month away, 3 weeks away, or so I hope, from launch. And we're going to have a simulator available in the app for everyone to use. This is going to come a bit earlier than the launch. I think this will allow you to essentially see how your Smart Alpha position would perform in different pool compositions and different price conditions, both as a senior and as a junior. So it would allow you to compare your the performance of your position using versus without using Smart Alpha. Yeah, aside from all the Smart Alpha stuff on the smart contract front, in terms of research and what we're working on next, we have been working on a V2 for Smart Yield, for which we have a first draft of. This will solve a lot of the issues that we get the feedback for. So that's the biggest update for that in terms of how it compares to Smart Yield V1. We also made it so it works hand in hand with what we currently have in terms of the Smart Fiat spec, which is having slow and steady progress. On top of that, we're making it so it works with the other products. And I think I've teased this on the last call, but we're still working on sketching out the spec for the next product, which is something super awesome. But yeah, I don't want to distract everyone from Smart Alpha, so you guys, same as us, full focus on Smart Alpha. It's coming soon. Yep, that's it. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Bogdan. So before I pass it over to Pablo and Max for some detail on what we're working on, our priorities on the operations side remain obviously Smart Alpha launch planning across marketing, aligning with the dev team on timing. Our goal is really to launch this product very effectively and successfully. Other priorities, Bogdan referenced this. We've been running some product road mapping sessions internally to try to lay out the coming 3, 6, 9 months, at least a working version. So we'll continue that over the next few weeks. And then finally, on the business development side of things, we're starting to kind of have some initial outreach as we near the Smart Alpha launch. Nothing too detailed to share, but just those things will continue to ramp up as we move forward. So with that, I'll pass it over to Pablo and then Max.
Sure. Hello, everyone. I have 3 quick updates to share. So first of all, I can't wait 1 week until we release the What is BarnBridge video, because it's fire. We are just making some final preparations for that and final touches on the animations and background music side, but it's going to be released pretty soon. We are looking into doing some media outreach, so have been in contact with some media and newsletters and everything. So this will be something that we have in our plan for the Smart Alpha content planning. And last but not least, we will most likely be doing the community AMA around Smart Alpha, but that will happen more close to the launch day. So we'll announce it. We'll announce it later. But what we'll generally do will be collecting the questions beforehand from the community, and then we'll be just like doing this AMA session, most likely Max and I, but we'll see. More details on that later. That's it. I'll pass it to Max.
Thanks, Pablo. So yeah, as Christian alluded to, we've been doing a few weeks worth of private socialization of Smart Alpha, meaning we've been speaking with project teams kind of far and wide, and giving them like a sneak preview of Smart Alpha, just so it's kind of in their minds and can start thinking about how it might be helpful for them. I think I've spoken about this before, but essentially Smart Alpha is pretty much compatible with any ERC20 that has a Chainlink price oracle right off the bat. And so the opportunities for partnerships are, quite extensive as a result. And so we've gotten a lot of good feedback over the past few weeks, and kind of we'll be using that to inform how we go about publicly, announcing Smart Alpha in the lead up to the actual product launch. From those initial conversations, we've definitely had some really good headway with a few teams. And I'm hoping that we'll be in a position to actually solidify some partnerships on both the, I've been calling it like a service provider front, meaning that we can partner with teams both for how we go about, secondary liquidity for Smart Alpha assets, and even how we think about incentivization programs. So that's still kind of in the works, but more on that would be released closer to launch as well. Aside from Smart Alpha, is just a reminder that we have kind of two programs ongoing at the moment. The first is the Smart Yield Senior Tranche Rewards Program, still live through September 1st. Some 6 million in deposits have been made to date. And I think that the average amount of bond being distributed will be around 1,200 bond. The median is around 380, 400 bond or so. So definitely check that out and see if one of the seniors is screaming your name to get in for the remainder of the program. And then there's also the Open DeFi Hackathon, which kicked off yesterday. And so for those who haven't seen what we're essentially sponsoring, we're essentially doing 2 integrations and one, more freeform project. So the 2 integrations are one with Maskbook or Mask Network. I think they renamed a little bit there. But essentially what that plugin would do is any user with the Mask plugin on their browser would be able to click a link on a tweet and actually engage with Smart Yield right there and then. So if someone does, maybe a cash tag for J token or something like that, it would actually be able to bring up the whole Smart Yield app in a little pop-up. And I think they've integrated with a double-digit amount of teams to date, and it's a really cool product. And I think with most of crypto being on Twitter or Reddit to some extent, those types of integrations are really key in making it easy to kind of grab new users. The second is an integration with InstaDApp, which is quite a well-used portal for folks looking to get into DeFi. And then the third item is kind of a more fun freeform project, which is building an app that allows a user to mint an S bond with a specific generative art algorithm, kind of minting a picture alongside the S bond. So you could imagine this app gets kind of built out. 10 artists all submit algorithms, and then when you're minting your S bond, you can choose which one to go for. And I think that's a cool concept. Since these are NFTs, we should lean into that. And then you also have those fringe scenarios where maybe the art you minted is actually worth more than the principal and yield of the underlying, right? And in that case, if, you wouldn't redeem the S bond, you'd keep the art, and the deposit keeps making money for the junior side of the pool. So those three are what we're sponsoring at the moment. So feel free to check that out if you haven't, and please consider me a resource just over Discord DM if you have any questions. And then the final update I have is that we're working on updating our Rari Fuse pool to add Faye. Faye will be depositing $1 million of liquidity into there. Once that's live, we're running into some technical difficulties with adding it, but hopefully that should be resolved in the next day or so. And then if the current DAO passes and we're able to create secondary liquidity for a pair of J tokens, we'll be able to add those within the week as well. So, I think our Fuse pool is well on the way to becoming a lending market for Smart Yield and Smart Alpha derivative tokens, which I think will be a really fascinating experiment. And yeah, just excited to see that play out over the next month or two. But otherwise, that's it from me.
Thanks, guys. Tyler, Troy, Malad, any thoughts you guys want to add?
I would say from watching, I feel like we're doing a lot like behind the scenes right now, that like what Pablo's doing with the video. Like I actually thought it was super dope that someone found a small bug via the bug bounty. So like people are looking at our contracts and working with all of us. It wasn't anything major, but it definitely is always good to have like a second set of eyes on things. We've been going through all of the audits, like the dev team is busting their ass. A lot of what Christian is doing behind the scenes is actually really dope. Like a lot of like, I don't even know what to call these types of integrations, that they're not like DeFi integrations. They're working with like groups that are going to help. Honestly, I don't even know what to call them. It's like working. I don't want to like name drop the type of companies, but they're more like traditional integrations that are going to open up the ability for us to do more things in the future from like with like TradFi groups. And then Max has been absolutely like toiling away on like integrations for Smart Alpha and making sure that like all the parameters that are set for Smart Alpha are going to make these like integrations and like business development like possible and work. So yeah, I'll just say that like I feel like there's a lot more groundswell going on for what's coming next month, and I think what it looks like from the outside, and I'm actually really excited about it.
Yeah, and I'm very excited for Smart Alpha. It's a unique product and really looking forward to seeing people using it.
Yeah, me too.
Awesome. Anything else, guys? I don't see any questions. Anything else you guys wanted to chat through today?
Just a reminder for everyone that the voting proposal number 5 is running, so make sure to vote. Yep.
Awesome. I guess with that, we can close things out. Thanks, everyone. And I'll talk to you all soon.
Bye, everybody.